Good day, readers and viewers of Embassy Direct. Once again, with these sessions on the month of the woman celebrated in South Africa, this time interviewing Her Excellency Rasa Jankauskaite, Ambassador from the Republic of Lithuania. Ambassador, how are you today?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me for this special occasion today.
No, it's our great pleasure. You are one of the many ladies that is a head of mission in South Africa, and I was actually in a previous interviews that we have made already share the fact that when I arrived to South Africa the first time in the year 2000, I just met two lady heads of mission. That was Egypt and Kenya, and past the years, more than 20 years already, it's a handful of lady ambassadors and high commissioners in South Africa itself. In Singapore, I can tell you that there's also another, especially from the European countries. So I think it's an advance in that sense. But Ambassador, we would like to know a little bit more about yourself in the sense of how has your personal and professional experience been in South Africa since your arrival to the country?
Thank you very much. As you mentioned rightly, it's very nice to meet here quite a number of extraordinary women, not only among the ambassadors, but also in South African governmental institutions, different kinds of the departments, ministries, universities, and these women are really very, very powerful ones. And we just had Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Pando, also was a lady, and it's of course, just I would wish to see even more women, even in the higher positions. But just I would say that situation as regards the women in leadership here in South Africa are very similar, like in Lithuania, and it's quite interesting to see. It's something I didn't expect that I will see quite many similarities between South Africa and Lithuania. Maybe it comes from that we are both old nations, but young countries, as Lithuania gained independence in 1990s, and South Africa became its democratic path from 1994, and so we're going through very, very similar paths, I would say.
Correct. And well, and obviously, South Africa is one of those countries that really endorses and celebrates women to the point that it's a whole month as compared to the rest of the world that does it in March as the International Women's Day. What is your impression and personal opinion on the fact that they commemorate the role of woman in society in South Africa, which is actually comes from an historical point of view?
I'm very happy to see that they celebrate not only just one day as we do in Lithuania, as usually we celebrate Women's Day on the 8th of March. So here it's the whole month is dedicated for subject of women and the empowerment, and I think it's very, very important. As still, up to this date, we have a lot of stereotypes in our societies, and I think these dedicated events or occasions help very much, not only to discuss and focus on these specific issues, but also to change stereotypes of people, of the societies, and it's changing of stereotypes is a very slow process, and it takes a lot of time. And I think it's very, very important, and it's one of the things I think we should also take the example of the South Africa and just to celebrate women or dedicate 1 month for women issues as well in Europe.
Correct. And I would like to take a detour on the question because when interviewing another of your colleagues, she did mention that the fact that yes, woman is celebrated in South Africa, but there's also a sad side of the story, which is the fact that South Africa is one of the countries that shows the highest gender violence cases. What could you say in that sense? What would be your message for women in South Africa and the world about how to face this challenge of gender violence?
Gender violence, it's strange enough, speaking about Lithuania, I always, when I speak here in South Africa, I always naturally make comparison to my country, Lithuania. And, if to look to our statistics, when we, from beginning of 90s, we improved in many areas as concerns women empowerment, women leadership, but we still do have domestic violence cases, and not few, and it's still an issue in Lithuania. And I could see, that it could be one of the areas where we can join our efforts with South Africa and work together. And in regards of that, we're already working with some South African organizations and institutions, among them University of Johannesburg, and where we put our experts together and share our expertise and trying to find the solutions how to tackle this problem.
Yes, I think that would be actually a way to go. And while I was listening to you, I thought actually of an initiative that we could think as a whole society and do it actually through diplomacy. The possibility and I remember in the year 2001 in South Africa, the United Nations organized a conference on racism and xenophobia. I think that something similar and around a woman, which would include gender domestic violence, could be included because it is really a big social problem that is not only for Lithuania, not only for South Africa or Panama or Malaysia. I think it's something that is shared little or much in the rest of the world.
Absolutely agree with you. And if may I add, I think, in order to fight domestic violence, there are, not only we should deal with that particular issue, but there are many other ways, to tackle this problem. And I think, one of the ways it could be empowering, economically empowering the woman, or trying to help them develop certain skills. And actually, Lithuania supporting one of the financing one of the projects is which is digitalization of young women in West Cape, and I think it's very important that women would have certain skills and would be economically how should I put it, economically independent, or more independent from other members of the family.
Yes, I think that, well, that what is now known as empowered, to empower and as I was saying also in past interviews, that we should reach the point that when we say, oh, a woman is a president or a woman is such, that is an exception to the rule when it should be the practice that women and men are under the same circumstances of professional competition, salaries, access to all the economic means in order to progress. I think that's where our society, our world should be heading to. And last but not least, Ambassador, my question this time is going to be in the sense that I would like to know what would be your advice to this little girl, being in Europe, being in Africa, being in any part of the world, that you would want to encourage her to become a diplomat or to embark herself in world leadership? What would you recommend this little girl?
I think, diplomacy, it's not only about speaking, but it's also about listening. And just as we speak about empowerment of women, it's absolutely correct that many of us, we say that we should let women to speak up, but also the other part is very important, is listening as well. I think we should treat other people with the kindness. That kindness is very, very important weapon, even though sometimes we don't agree with other person whom we're speaking, and still, the kindness is very important. And I think it's also it's very, very important to do whatever you do in your life the best you can, and don't think that one day you will get back something for that what I'm doing, but just try to do the best. And it's at certain point, that days comes when everything pays back. And for little girls, I would say that dream big and bold, and there is nothing impossible, and the sky is not a limit.
Ambassador, thank you so much for this opportunity of coming to your office digitally or virtually this day. We congratulate you on this month of women, and hope that you have an excellent mission during the rest of your tenure in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.